Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and I'm here to do Free Tarot Friday for you. You found us on the Wise Guys channel. Wise Guys is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one sessions with human design, astrology, tarot, Akashic records, and all kinds of fun goodies. We also have a cool membership. So if you're interested in learning more about metaphysical things, then it's $22 a month. You can log into your membership portal and get access to the current month's classes and trainings and readings. All right, so let's clear the deck. What we're going to do is read Aries all the way through Pisces just for some fun weekend advice to see what's possible, to see what extra piece of information would be a clue on your journey. So we're just clearing the deck first for Aries. We're just asking for some insight and wisdom and understanding for our Aries friends. All right, we get the Queen of Cups reversed and the Four of Wands. And so this can feel a little bit like difficulty trying to find your way in the world. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're going down a different path, and that can be surprising and exciting and fun and adventurous, and it can also get overwhelming and daunting at times. And so knowing that you might be full of emotion about either finding a new home, a new work home, but it does look like things are a little bit upside down right now, and that's okay. We don't have to fix things. Such a hard lesson, you know, such a hard lesson for me personally, because when something feels off, it's hard to wait to respond. It's hard to wait for that next nugget of information. So I would say, Aries, if things are feeling a little bit upside down right now, just know that this too shall pass. Maybe looking at the March astrology forecast would help you tune into all of the rhythms of Aries that are coming in, that Pisces to Aries shift that's happening in March, of course, the equinox, the sun entering your sign. There are some things to look forward to. So if it feels like, if you're going through hell, keep going. You know what I mean? If you've just had some huge emotions about this new place or pace in your life, then that's okay. You know, things are going to settle down, and it's okay that they're not settled down right now. All right, let's clear the deck for Taurus. Isn't that not exactly the reading you wanted to hear? But sometimes it's helpful to hear things that validate how you're feeling. Okay, so just clearing the deck for Taurus. What is it that our Taurus friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some simple advice or guidance for our Taurus friends. What is it that would be beneficial to them? All right, we get the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles reversed here. To me, this is about, of course, getting in your own way sometimes. Things, again, feeling a little bit upside down when it comes to one step forward, two steps back. It looks like a little bit of delays, but I almost feel like you might have been working too hard on a situation, and that's actually what's slowing you down. So it's almost like, where can you just not work so hard? Where can you just not overthink it or over dramatize it or over do it? You know, this is a card of rest and rejuvenation and trying to steer the mind in a way that's a little bit more efficient. So if you feel all the cells in your body going black instead of silver, you know what I mean? If you feel like a depression, for lack of better words, or a sinking feeling, or something that's not bringing you that excitement in life, this isn't a weekend where you don't have to reassess it. You don't really have to think about it. Just kind of feel into it and follow what feels more like a green light, more like a yes for you. And it doesn't have to mean anything, right? So where have you been working too hard on something that has almost caused a bit of a setback? All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini. Clear for Gemini. What is it that our Gemini friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just connecting into source energy, asking for messages that are connected to pure love and light. Of course, take what you want and leave the rest, right? Take what you want and leave the rest. What is it that our Gemini friends need to hear? All right, Three of Swords reversed and a Page of Pentacles reversed. This feels a little bit like a work breakup. So I don't know if some of you have hired or fired or quit or It just feels like a little bit of heartache going on at work. It could be heartbreak going on at work that really doesn't affect you, that is just around you. It could be heartbreaking that you're not in the line of work that you want to be doing. But it does feel like your heart would like a little bit of your attention when it comes to your purpose, your career, the way that you receive income. Looks like there's some pivoting going on that might need a little bit of rip the Band-Aid off medicine, right? So being careful, going slow. I'm not suggesting anything for you. I'm just reading the cards that maybe it looks like there's some healing to do when it comes to how you feel about what you do for a living, right? Let's clear the deck. After Gemini is Cancer. Let's clear the deck for Cancer and see what it is that our Cancer friends need to hear about the weekend ahead. Just clearing for Cancer. Clearing for Cancer. All right, we got the Magician reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. Clearly my whole deck is upside down. Let's just go with it. So for Cancer, this can be when you're being really hard on yourself, really overly critical, using your thoughts for the negative instead of just kind of being neutral and efficient, with your thinking. This can be a downward spiral that really affects you. And so knowing, what's true for you, what's clear for you, where are your borders, where are your healthy boundaries, what needs to be said and what needs to be changed, and what needs to be, I don't know how else to say it. Like, what does it need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Where am I being dishonest with myself? Does my yes mean a no? Is there some area of life where I could straighten out my thoughts around it a little bit, right? This is an improvement, a change, an alchemical, magical way of improving your life by improving your thinking. I wrote this article called "As You Think," as in gratitude, as you think, so shall you be. So some gratitude magic could be in store. You might be interested in the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction article I just wrote and posted at wiseskiescollective.com. And that might be really, it's happening in Pisces. So I think all of the water signs are going to be feeling it a little bit more. There's some really good news with Jupiter conjunct Neptune. It happens to fall on a fixed star, which is a very challenging fixed star. So there's some pros and cons, and I feel like it's worth looking into all of the water signs, but came to mind for you, Cancer. So you might check it out. All right, let's clear the deck for our Leos. What is it that our Leos need to hear for the weekend? Clearing for our Leos. What do our Leos need to hear? Some practical advice, guidance, clarity around an issue they're curious about. All right, so Leos, it's like life didn't turn out how you thought, but you kind of like it. It's almost like things are going better than you could have imagined. Maybe there's some yearning for the way things used to be, or some nostalgia, a blast from the past is showing up, but you're really leading your own life. You're following the beat of your own drum, and things are happening that you never thought possible because you surrendered at some point. You surrendered, you gave up who you were for who you're becoming, and there's some validation for you. Really beautiful little mini spread there. All right. And the full moon is coming up in your sign here on February 16th, Leo. So Mars will conjunct Venus on the 16th under the Leo full moon. I'm picking that as the best Valentine's date night of the year. So if you are looking for intimacy, connection, passion, that is a really cool lineup where things can come full circle for you. And it's happening in your sign, Leo. Well, at least the full moon is, right? All right, so after Leo comes Virgo. Let's clear the deck for Virgo. What is it that our Virgos need to hear for the week ahead? I mean, weekend ahead. Just clearing for Virgos. All right. All right, we get the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands here. Sorry, the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So Virgo, this could be kind of relationship issues. This is where you're feeling pinned in. This can be where you're feeling like I'm doing all the work here. And so there could be a little bit of an attitude adjustment with being the leader of your relationship instead of feeling, this kind of feels victim-y to me. So in terms of your significant other, is there a situation where you guys could even the playing field out a little bit and and just everybody's being of service 150%. It's not 50-50, it's 150, right? And so deciding, like, is that the kind of relationship I want to be in? Are you feeling kind of alone, not helped, not supported? Do you need to communicate some of that? Are you being rejective? Are you not allowing for some love into your life? It just feels like something's a little off. And if you're not partnered, that's okay. There can be still a message of connection, relationship, something in some relationship, some area of your life that used to feel really fulfilling, that might be starting to feel one-sided. Looks like we just need to do a correct course situation here. And it does feel like you want to get back on track, and it does feel like that's possible. And so just being really honest with yourself and the other person and allowing to hear them too, I think would be useful advice for your weekend. Doesn't have to take over the whole weekend, but it does look like it's something that needs to kind of come out. So hopefully you can set the intention that it can come out as gracefully and efficiently as possible. All right, after Virgo comes Libra, right? Yeah, Libra. So Libra, we get the King of Cups has fallen out. So it's just really taking emotional authority over your life, feeling into emotional clarity, riding the waves, riding the highs and lows, not necessarily involving everybody in those waves, but really just feeling things out. You need to be in your own aura, spending some alone time with yourself. The Queen of Wands, like, you're going to figure this out. You're going to know the answer by the end of the week. And the thing that's just kind of ready to burst, that's troubling you, that you're waiting to decide or waiting to pull the trigger on, maybe that's a bad thing to use. Are we allowed to say that anymore? I don't know. But that thing that you're waiting to go forward on, that Queen of Wands energy, that energy that you have for it that's been held back by some big, huge, heavy emotions, I just feel like if you could spend a little alone time to really address how you're feeling, then you're going to be fine right on the other side. So it can feel like you're drowning. You get clear on that. It feels like you're drowning. And then you stand up and you're in 2 feet of water and you're able to just walk right out of it. So this is a bit of a cry session followed by a good healthy hike outside. You know what I mean? This is really taking time to get clear before you involve other people in your decisions in your life. Look, I'm trying to make the Buddha head with the card head. That conveying. All right, let's clear for Scorpio. What do our Scorpio friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some practical advice or guidance for our Scorpios, knowing that all is well in our kingdom. Just some practical guidance, something that would be useful. All right, the 7 of Wands is what also fell out. So that feeling alone, that feeling like, it's you're in your own prison in some ways, feeling unwanted, feeling that connection is not there, that you know what I mean, that just like, look, he's in jail, he's feeling very unseen, unheard, is anybody even visiting him, that type of a feeling. And then there is this sense of nostalgia, wishing for the past, wishing for things to go how they used to go, and kind of daydreaming. All right, Scorpio. So if you're feeling a little bit left behind, or that you're trying to seek something, that some emotional closeness or intimacies from your childhood, some memories that are positive to you, that can be a useful tool to sink into that feeling of what was so good in order to experience freedom from this kind of mental prison, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Sag. Realizing my battery is low. Let's clear the deck for Sagittarius and just figure out what is it that our Sag friends need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance. All right, the 2 of Swords fell out. So this can really feel like you're forced to make a decision. It can feel very black and white, critical thinking. It can feel almost like it's not like a decision that you're super stoked to make where it's clear and easy. It's one that you've really kind of gone back and forth about. And so let's get a second card here for our Sages. And the Page of Swords reversed. You're just not sure yet. Sorry, my whole deck. You're just not sure yet. And so, the best advice from my midwife, right? Like from days of yore, is that it's like if you don't know, don't make a decision. So it's okay that you're thinking through some things or feeling out some new opportunities, but this isn't the right time to use that sword of clarity, because it's just not clear right now. So you might actually hurt some people, and as you're going through this decision-making process. So similar to the Libra advice, just spending some alone time, getting clear with yourself on how you really feel, and then being able to cut through the confusion and move forward in your own timing, as you sense into it, as you feel into things. Okay. All right, let's clear for Capricorn. What do our Capricorn friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some simple advice for Capricorns. Okay. All right, Capricorns. Yikes, the Devil card and the Two of Swords. So lots of people kind of in that indecision mentality, things where you can get into obsessive thinking, usually about sex and money, love, things that you just get really addictive over, addictive habits and tendencies. Capricorn, it's almost like you're teetering on the fence. Devil, remember, backwards is lived. So your lived experiences. So based on what you know about your own life, what decisions are going to be most compatible for you to have the experience that you're seeking. All right. Difficult setup, but you've been here before and you can get through it. You've made it through all your hard days, right? We can do it. Let's clear the deck for Aquarius. What do our Aquarius friends need to hear? Okay. Four of Cups reversed, Ace of Wands reversed. This can be feeling a little bit detached, and again, that just that lack of clarity on your direction. And so this isn't a weekend to force it and figure it out and do stuff and map it out and vision board. This is really more a weekend of being receptive to seeing what's available for you. Is there anything to respond to right now? It's okay if you don't have a whole lot of green lights. Maybe there's a little bit more time you need to spend grieving, or more time you need to spend researching. But the point is, you don't have to work so hard. Something is coming, and this isn't the right time to activate or go into it. Something's happening for you, and it's okay to take a little time out. This is some space. And if you've been taking a lot of space lately, that can also be some uncomfortable advice. But I don't know. I mean, that's what the cards came up. So if that works for you, great. And if not, you can take what you want. Of course, leave the rest. All right, let's clear for our Pisces. What is it that our Pisces friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some loving advice or guidance along the way. Clearing for Pisces. Okay. All right, the Empress reversed and the Ace of Wands reversed. So this can be false starts. This could be, to me, it looks like starting something that was out of the correct mechanics. And so sometimes bonds need to be made and broken. So sometimes there might be something in your life that you need to actually say, oops, never mind, I overcommitted. I'm so sorry. I'm going to need to pull back and reassess this and then re-enter that situation correctly. It does feel like you are in a creative process, or you're birthing something new, and you have the energy, you want it to happen right now, but it doesn't feel like you're fully supported. So where can you pull back a little bit and get curious about what's showing up for you in Spirit TV? Where can you get curious about your own birth process as information on what you're trying to birth now? That can be a very deep, reflective practice. Right. So that's something that we do offer when we go into our sessions, our one-on-one sessions. So if that's speaking to you, I invite you to come to a session with one of our Wise Skies intuitives. All right, guys, let's get a universal card for all of us. If none of that made sense, if it didn't feel like you, or if you just want a little more, so that there's a little bit more validation in your life here, what is it that we could all focus on that would be really helpful, really supportive from our tribes of light, the Ascended Masters, the beings that are here to help us? The Eight of Cups. All right. So the Eight of Cups, this is about walking away, not looking back, going forward on a new path, and just deciding what things do you want to take with you on your journey. You can't carry it all. You don't have to have a heavy backpack, just what's useful and needed right now. This can really matches with the March astrology, and the March numerology. The March numerology is a 9. We're right now in this month in February, we're about to face a full moon in Leo, right? So there is that energy of endings, burning things down. Again, sometimes bonds made and broken are really positive, because if you've been going and going and going in a situation, relationship, job, anything that hasn't had a really great foundation, it's just going to get worse, right? So sometimes just deciding like, hey, this isn't working, let's pause and take a breather and come back together as healed people, or come back together, come back on Monday refreshed, or come back on to the job search with a new open mind. There's lots of ways that you can use the Eight of Cups. And it is very reflective, like I said, of the current cosmic forecast. So if you want to go deeper into that, you can find it at wiseskiesadvice.com. We've got a podcast. We're on YouTube. We're, of course, Facebook and Instagram. And there's lots of little nuggets on the different platforms. So wherever you like to connect, we invite you to connect with us. And hope to see you next week. I hope this has been fun and useful. I hope you have a great weekend, guys. And sending you lots of love over the Valentine week ahead. And that's all. Namaste.